Hello everybody, welcome to our second OLED Works webinar called Bring Your Design to Light. My name is Alexandra Kosup, and before we start, I would like to give you a very short introduction of how to use this tool. So on the right side of your screen you see a red arrow, please click on this, then a gray sidebar pops up. There you can see your audio settings as well as a question box where you're welcome to type in your questions anytime. They will be answered after the webinar. So enjoy the webinar, which will be held now from Jana Phelan and Guido Oled.
Hello everyone, and thank you for participating in our Bring Your Design to Light webinar. Our focus here is to discuss some of the opportunities from a design point. The OLED lighting has a very superb light quality. As a matter of fact, a number of people have said there's something about that light that just draws us in. But what can we do with it from design? Can you give us examples? Can we talk about the challenges of design? So that is what the focus of the webinar is today. Still that same thing we're doing. Okay. So what is OLED? Really briefly, it's a naturally diffuse planar light source. It is an LED. So it is a diode, so it's a solid-state lighting technology similar to LED. And because it's naturally diffuse, what you have is what we call an inversion distribution. So light is not focused very narrowly like you can with an LED, but it's very more broad distribution, something like you would get from the sun, from the window, something that feels very natural. So let's look at a quick little video here. It talks a little bit more about what OLED is, and that will help us understand what some of the design opportunities are. So, as I mentioned before, it's a solid-state lighting technology, and the way that you think about OLED changes your design paradigm a bit. You're going to want to embrace the light, get closer to people, not hide it behind a shade. So OLED is made up of complex multi-organic films that's very, very thin. The organic layers are about as thick as a human hair. Most of the thickness comes from the glass substrate, so you'll see that it's on the order of anywhere between 100 microns to about 2 millimeters thick. And basically, you make this gigantic diode and you apply voltage and current across the anode and cathode. Invisible light comes out, visible light that has properties depending on the organic materials that you use to make the product. So what are the benefits of OLED? It's cool to the touch. It has a very soft light, no harsh glare, a broad spectrum, which gives great CRA, great color rendering index, over 90 typically for 3,000 and 4,000 Kelvin. And it's environmentally friendly. There's no mercury. There's no other harsh materials you need to worry about. So these are great attributes, right? You've got low glare, cool to the touch. But then comes the question is, what about designing with it? How am I going to do things a little differently? So let's look really quickly here at some of the fundamentals. So we look at LED versus OLED. It could be any traditional lighting product besides LED, but let's look at that one in particular. They both need DC power. They both need a driver, LED and LED both. And I'm trying to get to the start. It's not showing up. I'm sorry about that. A little technical difficulty. There we go. I just wanted to hold this for you so you could see. Sorry about that, people. It's we'll just walk right through it, I guess. So the LED, you'll notice, has a multitude of parts. You have to manage thermal, you have to manage the light itself in terms of a waveguide, in terms of diffusion, try to hide that glare, try to get the light to mix and look like it's diffused. It also has wavelengths that are much more peaked, not as broad as OLED. All the attributes you really want in your light are in that panel, that single OLED panel, without all the additional parts that you need in LED. Very, very simple. And what designers have found is that this really accelerates the product development cycle, simplifies the product development cycle, fewer parts, lower manufacturing costs, and also an easier supply chain.
Bring your design to light. Where we see the main application of design-ins in general lighting, we see it in two markets. That's the luminaire market, and at the moment that's the projects. And here, following some examples for luminaires and projects. So here is from a single component combined in an easy way, and at the end to come to a product. You see at the left upper side the OLED, that's the light source. Then below you see electronic on glass, that's the driving part. And then combined with a cover for the OLED, you get to the product shown on the right side. You can create this product with 2 till 5 OLEDs or more if you want. But in fact, the designer, he decides that he has a floor lamp, desk lamp, and like shown here, a suspended luminaire with up to 5 OLEDs in. He was building out of a square component a round figure. The challenge here was that the designer decided to use standard components like our square OLEDs, and you can imagine that it's really not nice to see a square in a round bubble. And therefore he decided that he put a passepartout in front of the square OLED so that the square OLED looks more or less like a round OLED, and that fits perfect to the bulb, which is round. You can get this luminaire in 3 sizes shown on the right side. That's a design made by a university but realized by a real professional luminaire manufacturer, made out of 10 OLEDs, including 10 drivers, so single, dimmable, and controllable. It's called Capio. They put the OLED and the driver in metal part, surrounded it, and it's really unique design made out of really 3 main components. That's the housing, that's the driver, and the OLED. Coming now to the second application we see, that's the project business. You see in an entry lobby of a skyscraper in Frankfurt, 1,200 working OLEDs over 2 floors. Design is made by Eike Becker, owned by Groß & Partner and realized by Kratec company south of Germany. And they're made out of standards, a really unique design. It looks like a wave. That's a story coming from the dream, the free-hanging, flowing light in a room to a producible, safe and nice installation in a mall in Aachen, in Germany. It's free-hanging over 75.5 meters with more than 400 OLEDs in, single controllable by DMX, so it's really that you can also have scenarios in, and that it's really floating like water. At the end, coming from this dream of the designer, the engineers, and the owner are really happy with this solution. That's an installation in Switzerland, in the mall, And the challenge here was to get people, to guide people to a special corner which was not really visited. And like you see here now with the interactivity, people really stop here in front of the OLED, we call it OLED mirror, and then they have a look to the right where they entered, and then they are not leaving the mall on the left side directly. And they work here with the interactivity and also with the mirror effect a little bit, and people like it really to play with this installation. Here it's an installation in a bank in Switzerland, and they used two OLEDs for one light point. One is lit up in the back and one in the front. It's called My Nap Shop, and they use it to get people guided into the office, to get to the person of the bank. And every OLED is single controllable by DMX also. And it's impressive to see what is possible with backlight and front light with an OLED. It's a combination of OLED television and OLED light sources.
All right, so I'm going to walk through a little bit of a progression from a single panel light fixture to one that uses multiple panels in a configurable way. So we'll start with the single panel pendant. You'll see here this is only 5 millimeters thick, and the designer really embraced the light that naturally comes out of the side of an OLED panel. So it's a green tinge due to the soda lime glass that's used. And the light sort of gives it a floating appearance. Very, very beautiful. Some designers showcase the entire panel. Some put it in frame. So you see different abilities to show what the OLED can do, but all of them using those same fundamentals we showed you before, that the panel itself provides most of what you need in terms of thermal management, light management, etc. And here you can see some applications for residential for this product, but it's also being used in banks and in an accounting firm, as well as being looked at from several universities. So it can be a wide range of applications. In this particular design, the driver is actually in the top mount at the ceiling. So that's one architectural approach. The driver can actually be very far away from the OLED. So it gives you the design some freedoms. And I'll go into the next product. Here we have 900 lumens from 3 panels, lots of functional light, but here the drivers are part of the fixture themselves. So that's another architectural approach that you can take. Again, it's for preference, design creativity, but using those same simple components that Guido talked about before, being how you're going to hold the lamp, the lamp itself, and the driver, that's really all you need. Up in the top here we have what we call the Petal. And you can see that there's, with custom finishes, the bank in which these are installed have colors that match their logo perfectly. And it's really, they're throughout the whole bank. They really look fantastic. They're very pleased with both the lighting experience as well as the branding experience of these lights. To the right, you see the same light in an accounting firm. Different color combination, the same overall effect in terms of supporting who that accounting firm really is. And down to the left, we have the Petal limit. You can see all of these products on this page give some directionality to the light that is not naturally directed. So the limit on the lower left-hand side, the light is bouncing off the fixture itself, and it does create some directionality, creates ambiance. It's a very beautiful light. So finally we come to the configurable multi-panel options. And so this is an example To the right here, that's called the Trillia. And this product, because of the OLED LumiBlade unique brightness, can be configured with different number of panels in each part of the platform. This is only because the panels provide such a range of brightness that you can actually decrease the number of panels, decrease the overall cost structure, but still have beautiful, functional OLED lighting in your space. To the left, what we have is the Olescence. This is a really beautiful product that has OLED and LED combined, LED going up, giving you indirect light, but the personal light, the experience that directly from the user is the OLED light. And this is, again, a configurable product where you can put several of these back to back and string them however you want, or it can be a single pendant like you see here. So there's additional design elements here. This is really, if you really want to go as simple as possible, we have a module called the Cuca module where we've taken the panel, we've added a small, simple driver right on board, and this gives a very simple plug-and-play option. This is really great for things like task lights, under cabinet, going into furniture. If you want to have a product where the consumer can change the light readily, easily, this is a great example because you can say, maybe you want 3,000 Kelvin today, 4,000 Kelvin tomorrow. You can easily just change this in and out. Furthermore, the designer can pick and choose what that finish looks like of the outside of the skin, so to speak, or the bevel of the module. So it can be, you can change the colors, the finish, the look. You control, as a designer, the actual experience of the light. We provide the functionality. So there's 300 lumens of pure light in our panels, and we've talked about some of the design options, some of the design challenges. If you look back at that, the diagram that showed all the components that you need for the LED versus for the OLED, you'll see how simple the OLED is to integrate. And that is why we're seeing it in additional applications such as appliances, furniture and shelving, easy to mount directly onto the wall. All you need is a simple frame running your wire to your power source. It's got great potential in areas that are adjacent to the traditional luminaire markets, and very, very simple to use. So we hope that gave you an understanding of what you can do with the OLED, and we will take your questions now. Thank you. Okay, we have a question about the cool to the touch. The question revolves around, does that mean that it changes some of the materials you can use in your design? The answer to that is yes. The previous page had a link to our design, our downloads, our data sheets, and our designing guide, and you'll see there that we talk about using OLED with wood, using OLED with plastics and glass. So there's a wide range of products you can do because you don't have to worry about the thermal management. And that we've actually seen quite an interest, it's particularly in wood and the warmth of wood and how that works really well with the OLED light.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is it possible to buy the Cuca module for design development? At the moment, yes, that's possible. We're able to supply this nice product, and please enter our website and via OW Info you can get this question answered, and we can supply. We are happy to supply and also to support you during design in. So that is also a thing we are strong with, and we try to be the best in the world, that we see us as a partner and try to help you during design-ins with products, with our knowledge in OLED, so that you get to the success you want.
Oh, we have another question coming in. Oh, so if the color temperature changes over time, Basically, I believe the question is around, is there a color shift of the panel lighting over time? And the answer is yes. As it ages over time, will be a color shift. It's very, very small, and all that data is in the designing guide. So you can see what your challenges would be. You also see that the shift is very small indeed. It depends a little bit on temperature and some other performance parameters, but it's very, very good. And the color, the panels shift sort of together. So one thing that we really worked hard on was providing a nominal color that is slightly below the black body line, so you'll never see the green to pink shift that you see if you're right on the black body line. So you can rest assured that the colors, you'll be very, very, very good with color stability.
Next question is, what color schemes can the QQM module come in? I think that this is related to the front and the back. So in fact, at the moment we have a black and black back side and black front side. Also silver back side. But in fact, if you want to have different colors, we really want to talk to you what colors you want to have. So there we are a little bit flexible, and that depends really on your design. So there we can hopefully get the color in place you need.
Right, and the other opportunity that you have from a design perspective for your color and your finish is you can also get the QQM module in the sub-assembly version, which basically means you get all the functionality and without the covers, or you get the covers separately and you finish them how you want. So controlling the color, the look, the design, the feel that you want from your design point is completely in your control.
Next question, and is there a design guide for the QQM module? Will be in place soon, I have to say.
Yes, that is being developed now, and we definitely, as Guido said, we want to work well with our customers and give them the support they need, and the designing guide is a very important tool, and the complete data is being generated for that, and it will be available.
How are the covers mounted related to the QQM module? Yeah, it's fixed, but like Jenna mentioned before, it's also available as sub-assembly. And if this question is really interesting for you, then please contact us over OW Info, and we will find there solutions that we can get your design to a really good product with our QQM module. So really said, like we mentioned before, there exists a sub-assembly and also finished product, and there we are really flexible to find with the QQM module a solution for your design.
Right. So if you were to buy a QQM module with the covers on it right now, you'll see that they are connected with Snap-on with a glue, and the glue has a glue that's a very high industry glue that would hold up through all the reliability testing. So I believe that's all the questions we have. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day.